Say fry planting for Sunday morning that's been when Leela walks in. You don't know this is Leela I Can wear up for CVM. See tapping right here on CVM TV. Love and life.
Good evening and welcome to Lead Story. I'm Tyrone Reed. Tonight, political accountability, public safety, and the world's biggest sporting spectacle all converge in a program packed with stories that are shaping the national conversation. We begin in the courts, where a major defamation lawsuit involving senior political figures has come to an end. PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has apologized, withdrawn controversial statements, agreed not to repeat them, and will pay costs as part of a settlement with Minister Darrell Vaz. In a separate matter, Dr. Campbell has also settled the defamation claim brought by St. Thomas Western MP James Robinson and former MP Othniel Lawrence. As these legal battles come to a close, we ask whether the outcomes signal a new era of accountability in Jamaica's political culture, or whether they could change the way politicians engage in public debate. Then, growing concerns about public safety after a woman was shot during a brazen incident at a FESCO service station. The attack has reignited questions about security in the commercial spaces Jamaicans depend on every day. Are businesses doing enough to protect customers and staff? What more can law enforcement and the private sector do to prevent violence in places where people should feel safe? And later, on the international stage, another World Cup dream has come to an end. France have booked their place in the FIFA World Cup semi-finals after defeating Morocco in a captivating quarter-final encounter. We break down the defining moments of the match, what propelled France forward, and what Morocco's latest campaign means for the future of African football. And this is Lead Story. Welcome back. I'm Tyrone Reed. The political speech, public accountability, and the law are once again under the spotlight. Nearly 3 years after controversial remarks made on a political platform sparked a defamation lawsuit, the matter between Minister Darrell Vaz and PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has now been settled. Under the agreed terms, Dr. Campbell has issued a public apology, withdrawn the statements in question, agreed not to repeat them, and will pay $1.5 million towards costs. The apology is also being published across traditional and social media platforms as part of the settlement. But beyond the resolution of this case, what does it mean for political discourse in the country? Does it set a new standard for accountability, or will it have a chilling effect on robust political debate? We examine the legal, political, and public implications of this landmark settlement. Joining us now is Minister Darrell Vaz. Top of the evening to you, Minister Vaz. Welcome to Lead Story.
Afternoon to you, Tyrone, and to your viewers.
Happy to have you. First of all, I'm going to begin on a deeply personal matter, Minister. We are going to talk about the settlement and all of that, but but statements that have been made about you for many, many years, which you have always said there's no truth to it. How do you feel about the outcome and the impact that this settlement has on what you have always said is an untruth?
Vindicated is the only word, Tyrone. The timing is absolutely perfect, despite the fact that this has been 40 years ongoing. But the truth of the matter is that it ties in very, very clearly and cleanly with my latter years in public service. So it will allow me to leave public service without this wicked, awful, disgusting lie that was hatched politically as a political tool to undermine me and my credibility. So vindicated is the only word I can use because it says everything.
If you could let Jamaica into your confidence, Minister Vaz, over these 40 years, you've this rumor has dogged you. How did you manage all these years, knowing that these rumors were out there, and it doesn't matter what you did, the rumors just wouldn't go away? My father of blessed memory taught his three sons a lot, but one of the most impactful things to me and on me of the many things that he said and did was, he said, "Son, to thine own self be true." That was number one. And number two, he said, "Don't forget, whatever you're doing or not doing, that every morning of life, no matter where you are, you have to wake up and you have to look in the mirror. Whether it's to brush your teeth, whether it's to brush your hair, whether it's to wash your face, doesn't matter. And you need to like what you see in the mirror. And not even a beard can disguise who you are or what you are." I've never forgotten that, and I've lived by those two. And that is what has kept me strong all these years, along with the support of the well-thinking Jamaican people. Despite the rumor, and just for the viewers that wouldn't know, that poor incident of that child was in 1983, but I was not accused until I ran in a local government election in Kingston, in St. Andrew actually, the Waterloo Division. And that's the first time that it came up with a slogan on a wall, or a graffiti, I should say, on a wall, for which Michael Manley called my father and apologized and gave them 1 hour to remove it. They removed it, but they didn't desist. So I want to make it very clear to you, Tyrone, that this is not a by chance situation. This was a politically hatched ploy and plot to bring me down, and they have failed miserably. I've seen videos, Minister, with Dr. Dayton Campbell, the PNP General Secretary, and the other individuals from the JAP with whom he has arrived at legal settlements with. But I didn't see a video with both of you. Is there a reason for that? There is a reason for that. We went to court to start a trial. There was a settlement before the trial, and basically there was obligations in the settlement that need to be done. So there was nothing that I had to discuss or say to Mr. Campbell, other than it is poetic justice that the same people who started the worst rumor against any politician in the history of Jamaica, bar none, the General Secretary, 40 years later, of that said political party, was who had to defuse it and out the bomb by categorically stating unequivocally that it was false and that I submitted
into court proceedings, my passport at the time of 1983, along with my college transcript to Miami-Dade Community College in Miami, South Miami. So I did that specifically because I wanted it in evidence so that nobody could say that, well, it's not so. So I really had nothing to say to him, and neither do I have anything to say to him even at this point. I just hope that this might change the way we are practicing our politics. I have never campaigned against all of my opponents, which are 5 in Portland, 5 different elections, 6 different elections, 6 different candidates. And I've never said a right word about one of them. I campaign on my performance, I campaign on the issues, and I campaign on my commitments that I am making for the future if elected. I don't like where it's going because now it has become the norm. And with the help of social media, you can pretty much do or say anything. Yes? And the worst that might happen is that they take it down. The platforms take it down. I don't like where we're heading, and I only hope that this may stop us in our tracks to really look and see what clean and proper campaigning is all about.
Were you hurt by Dr. Campbell's rehashing of that rumor?
No, nothing can. After 40 years, nothing can hurt me again, Tyrone. 40 years, let me tell you something. 40 years is a lifetime for some people, you know. I'm 63 this year. So it is 2/3 of my life that I've had to live with it. But, as I always say, God don't sleep. And guess what? Finally, as I said, everything came together and gave me the opportunity to pursue my vindication. They could have given me $150 billion. It would not have done what this has done in terms of dealing with that nasty, malicious, politically orchestrated rumor.
So it was never about the money for you?
Well, the bottom line is that I was even saying to my family and my lawyers that having a closure like this is final. Going to court and winning a judgment is not final because the questions will be asked as to who was the judge and whether it's a friend business or this, that, the other. And the same people who wanted to perpetrate it and continue it would find reasons as to why the judgment is flawed.
Darvaz, I'm out of time, but I have to ask you, will you be cordial with Dr. Campbell going forward?
I'm an elder statesman in politics, my brother. I'm going into 19 years in Parliament. I've served as a cabinet minister for 12 years, on top of which I have won 5 consecutive elections. In my last few years here, the only thing I want to do is set an example to show people how they must behave politically and how they must perform as a minister of government.
Darvaz, we thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening.
God bless you.
Indeed. All right, that's where we have to leave that one. You heard it there from Minister Darvaz. We thank him for joining us inside Lead Story. We take the break right here and come back with more.
Tired of the high interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month? Take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment, more money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payments. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Jamaica's unemployment rate has fallen to 3.3%, down from 13.2% in 2016. Our government's continued focus on job creation is delivering real results. We are building Jamaica. The time by the Office of the Prime Minister is...
Welcome back. This is Lead Story. I'm Tyrone Reed. Now we want to turn our attention to a matter that has been dominating discussions. What should have been an ordinary day at a gas station quickly turned into a frightening scene after a woman was shot during an incident at a Fesco service station. The brazen attack has not only left the victim and those who witnessed it shaken, but has also reignited concerns about the safety of Jamaicans in the public spaces they rely on every day. From service stations and supermarkets to banks and pharmacies, these are places where people expect to go about their daily routines without fear of becoming caught up in violence. While the police continue their investigations into the circumstances surrounding this latest incident, the shooting has prompted broader questions about whether enough is being done to protect people in commercial spaces. Are existing security measures adequate? Should businesses be doing more to deter criminal activity and respond to emergencies? And what role can law enforcement, the private sector, and the public at large play in making these everyday spaces safer? Joining us now is Philip Chung. He's the current president of the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association, the JGRA. Philip Chung, top of the evening to you. Welcome to Lead Story.
Thank you, and a top of the evening to you also, and to your listeners and members.
Philip Chung, let me ask you pointedly, is enough being done by your members to protect your workers?
I believe so. You see, it is a matter of deterrent. Right? We are operating in the open, but we have a cash management structure in place to ensure that our CSAs do not handle a whole lot of cash at any one time. Now, having said that, there are still cash operations, but the perpetrators would have known that there's not much cash around. And look, they study the sites. They study the sites and they see the carelessness of what is taking place. So it is up to the management to ensure that this cash management system is in place.
You say the criminals study the sites and they see the carelessness that's at play. What exactly are you referring to as the carelessness is at play?
All right, so let's say the CSA handling a lot of cash, taking out cash out of their pockets to make change. You know, possibly counting the cash outside before they come in to drop it in a safe. And that is a no-no, and that sends a signal that, okay, we can just come and let's get a quick tip. Can just grab a quick money and there are other deployments that is in place. Right? There are security guards that are usually hired and they're put in strategic positions, like at the shop door for one. But the point is they're visible. One of the policy, and I don't know if this would apply to the incident yesterday. It is a very sad incident. Right? Our policy is not to resist a hold-up. Right? The policy is to give the perpetrators what they want and allow them to walk away. Saving your life is a lot more important than saving the money.
There are questions about that tonight, Mr. Chung, because I spoke with a gas station attendant today, and she advised me that if it happened to her, she would have handed over the cash and she would have left, because she would have had to be the one to replace that money. Is that really how your members go about this? If a robbery takes place, the CSA has to pay for what was stolen?
No. If it is in excess of the drop limit, then sure, because you're not supposed to be hoarding that cash on the forecourt. So you've broken the rules, right? So the policy is that as soon as you make up to $10,000, which is easy to make, that's like one sale, you drop the cash. You don't need to have 4,000 or 5,000 bills on you to do what? What would a CSA need to have? Several $5,000 bills. You don't make change with $5,000 bills. Okay.
Is the money you make insured?
Pardon?
Your members, do they have insurance for the money that is collected on a daily basis?
Well, there's an insurance policy that is mandatory, and it should cover some cash on the forecourt, loss of cash, particularly if they break into your safe or
for example, an attendant is held up and robbed.
Exactly, but then there's a policy. Right? The policy is that you're not to exceed more than $10,000 at a pump.
Right. But what I really want to get at, Mr. Chung, is how reasonable is that? If it's insured, why would you then turn around and deduct that money from your employee?
Well, it works two ways, right? Because the employee themselves can use it as an object of taking money, which is one, right? And I said that without any caution, right here. The second thing is that, again, there is a cash management system in place. The insurance companies covers that cash management system. Okay? So you would have had to explain why you're losing $100,000 on the pump.
So are the pump attendants unionized? Is it your understanding across the sector, do they have representation, union representation?
Yes, they do.
And the unions are okay with this?
With the cash management?
No, with you
yes.
having them pay back the cash if it's stolen, even though the cash is insured, up to some point?
Up to that point, yes, they are they're aware of it and they are in agreement with it. Because there is a limit. No, what we need to understand is that there is a limit. Right? You cannot go over the limit. If you go over the limit, then you're operating on your own and at your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So everything is put in place for the pump attendant to handle cash in a safe manner. Gone are the days when there's a whole wad of cash out there now. You must also recognize that 60 to 70% of the transactions are now credit and debit card. So the cash that you have out there is limited, and it can be managed a lot easier than, say, 5, 6, 10 years ago.
Right.
When it was mainly cash.
Have you had the opportunity to speak with the member station owner at which this incident took place yesterday?
No. I've made several calls. She is also a very good friend of mine, but I understand that she's not able to take any call at the moment. She is very upset about what has taken place.
And do you have any information on the status of the employee that was injured?
Up to in and around midday, I understand that the operation was successful and she is recovering. You know, that's as much as I have as of midday today.
And in terms of those who might say there needs to be more of an armed security presence at these facilities, Mr. Chung, how would you respond to that?
No. We're running a double risk right there. You know, firearms are literally not permitted on the forecourt. There are customers with firearms, there are operators that have their firearm, but in general, right, to have a security company branding a firearm is not an ideal situation. I think it multiplies the danger. Right? Can you imagine a gun battle right on the forecourt? Can you imagine a battle of ignorance on the forecourt? And I'm not saying that the securities would act out of one, but then they any firearm would tend to want to defend their lives in a very quick and precise manner, right? And put other people at risk. So even the firearm laws and rules of engagement is also there for our protection.
Would you say the police perhaps need to increase their patrols in these areas?
Yes. You know, we have an MOU with the police and Jamaica, where the police used to come on a daily basis. They used to pass through. Sorry. They used to pass through on a daily basis. And what literally would take place is that they would come in, check the facility, you know, ask if everything is okay, and sign a book. Now, of late, they've not been coming as often as they used. And I can understand that the security force is stretched at the moment, but we welcome them to re-engage in that area.
One would the argument, though, Mr. Chung, is that we've perhaps had more police now than we've ever had before. So perhaps stretched is perhaps not the issue. And with the murder numbers going down, perhaps have you reached out to the police to find out why these visits are on the decline?
No, not as yet.
And
but we are in constant dialogue with the police, but that has not been a topic of recent times.
But when did you start noticing a decline in those visits?
Well, we have a logbook. We check it on a weekly basis. So we see it happening. And, you know, as I said, that most people have a relationship with their local police station.
Well, all right.
Yeah. And they literally engage them.
All right, we have to leave it there, but we will be in constant contact with the JGRA as we continue to monitor this situation. Philip Chung, thank you so much for joining us inside Lead Story tonight. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for having me.
This is Lead Story. We'll be right back after these.
Everybody want to see if a country right now.
One thing about Jamaicans, we might have differences, but we know when something is good for all of us. And when we work together against crime and violence, we are stronger than ever. And that's how we know the Citizen Security Plan can work.
That one that name CSP.
The Citizen Security Plan is an initiative of the Ministry of National Security in partnership with the European Union. It's an all-of-government effort to create safer streets and build stronger communities. Go to mns.gov.jm to learn how you can play your part.
Jamaica, make we do the right thing. Make we live good today for a better tomorrow. Talk it out, don't fight it out. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:30.
For years, Jamaica has been operating at just about 50% of the blood donations needed to meet national demand. That means for every 2 persons who require blood, only 1 donation is available. And the truth is, many of us only think about donating when there's a tragedy. But hospitals need blood every single day. With a single donation, you can make a big difference. You are somebody's type.
Donating blood is easier than most people think. Once you are 16 years or older, with parental consent at 16, you can donate. 17 to 60, just walk in and register. Up to 65 if you're a regular donor. You will need to present a government-issued ID. If you weigh at least 110 pounds and you're in good health, you're likely eligible. Controlled high blood pressure? That's okay. Diabetic but not on insulin? That's okay too. Tattoos or piercings older than 6 months? You can donate. We'll do a quick check of your hemoglobin level. If it's 12.5 or above, you're good to go. You will also have a short conversation with one of our medical professionals just to ensure that donation is safe for you. The actual donation takes about 8 to 15 minutes. That's less time than taking a lunch break. Less time than scrolling your phone. Your body replaces the volume within 24 hours. Red blood cells take about 6 weeks. That's why you can donate every 3 months. We will help you to rehydrate before you leave. Just remember, eat before you come and drink plenty of fluids. Every donation can help up to 3 persons. They may never know your name, but they will live because you showed up. Because somewhere today, you are somebody's type.
When we give a little, we make a big difference. A mother after childbirth, a child with sickle cell disease, a patient undergoing surgery. Right now, donations are at 40 to 50% of what's needed, which means there is room for more of us. It's simple, it's safe, it doesn't take long. If you're able, consider giving. We'll be here to welcome you.
Welcome back to Lead Story. Tonight we return to where we started, this high-profile defamation case involving senior political figures that has taken a significant turn in the Supreme Court. People's National Party General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell has settled the defamation lawsuit brought by St. Thomas Western MP, that's James Robertson, and former MP Othniel Lawrence over statements allegedly made during a political meeting in 2023. The claim centered on remarks the men argued damaged their integrity, reputations, and standing. While the settlement resolves that aspect of the legal dispute, questions remain about the broader implications for political speech, accountability, and the standards expected of those in public life. Tonight, we examine what this development means for Jamaica's political landscape and whether it could reshape the way political discourse is conducted going forward. Joining me now to share her thoughts is political commentator Dr. Nadine Spence. Top of the evening to you, Dr. Spence. Welcome back to Lead Story.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tyrone, and a good evening to you as well.
I'd love to hear your take broadly on how do you think this settlement, this ruling of the court will shape the political discourse going forward. But I really want us to drill down in what really should happen to the future of the General Secretary of the People's National Party. It's a point in the conversation that we've not had just yet. But let me hear you broadly on it shaping the political discourse going forward. How do you think this will pan out?
Well, hopefully it will lead to a return to civility in our political discourse. And I would say, I was about to say in the campaign, especially when we get to campaigning, where people tend to be a little more reckless about how they position and present themselves on the political platform. That's what I was going to say. But then I think, given the current realities that we're engaged with, I think it would perhaps be more appropriate for me to say across the political platforms, across the political cycle, there is need for much more civility, for much more for platforms that represent the attempt to be more concerned with policy and legislation and critique of programs and program effectiveness, rather than the personal attacks that we've been seeing. And so I hope that it's a return to the Jamaican way of doing politics.
Sorry, complete your thought, Dr. Spence.
The good humor of it, the people poking fun at each other on the political platform, political sparring, but with an awareness that we are a small country and that we have to live together in this small space, and that these people know each other, have sometimes been to the same school, and because of that, there is a way in which it's a good-natured repartee that we see, rather than the viciousness and the cruelty of what is happening now on the political platform. I hope that this is what this indicates, or that it signals that we need to return to that. I'm not so hopeful, however, but I hope that I am wrong.
It's interesting you raise that point about how connected these individuals are. I think in issuing an apology was the opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Dawes, who made reference to the family members of his and the Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, I think attending the same school, I think is a comment he made, and which is why he was saying, it's a part of the reason he was withdrawing the remark he made. But did you listen to Daryl Vaz just now? I'm not certain if you got a chance to listen to Daryl Vaz. He says he feels vindicated. This rumor has followed him for all of his political career, and it means more than any money could give him that this has been settled, because he has long said these rumors are not true. For someone like Daryl Vaz, he says almost he's in the departure lounge basically, and for a rumor that followed him for so long, he feels he has now got an opportunity to put that to bed.
I think that's true. And in the statement you made about Dr. Dawes withdrawing the statements to Minister McKenzie because of the connections that they have, is something that we have to think through in Jamaica. Jamaica is not a big country, and the statements that Minister Dawes spoke about, we all know what they are, and we all know how long they've been a part of the political narrative. And so I think that there is need for well thought out kind of critiques on the political platform. It can't be random because of the small size. It can't be meant to be cruel because of how connected we are and our proximity to each other. It can't be meant to just hurt without any kind of assessment as to the long-term impact of these statements. In Jamaica, things like that are not said and are forgotten. They live on. It's not like you live in the big United States where you say something in one state and it gets lost in the sea of people and the sea of other matters that emerge in a big state. These things stick around, and so for that reason we can't practice politics the way they are practiced in the biggest nations of the world, because it's not just theater, it's not just performance. People don't get to take off the performance and take off the clothes and go home. People walk with the with the realities of what is said on political platforms and how political leaders position them. And so there is need for a great deal of temperance in what happens in our political space. We see nowadays some of our people on social media, they just want a political leader to indicate something, or one person needs to feel that my party is threatened, and people just run with it, and they say things about people for days, and it just goes on and on. And there are a lot of people who are being hurt by the statements. There are a lot of people who are feeling as if this is not a safe space to engage politics, even on social, especially on social media, I should say. I think it's a... Yeah, go ahead.
I've listened. I want you to comment now more specifically, Dr. Spence, on Dayton Campbell, the man at the epicenter of these settlements, defamation settlements. He's the General Secretary of the People's National Party, and I gather 3 individuals he has had to settle with. Should this have any impact on his tenure as General Secretary?
You know, Tyrone, it should, but given what is happening with the PNP nowadays, I doubt it will. And for a General Secretary was head of the party's strategy and secretariat.
De facto CEO.
Yes, the person who kept the party together, that is what a General Secretary is supposed to be. I think a voice of reason. I think a person who understands the implications of political actions, who knows what is good political talk, who knows how to bring new people into a party and balance the mix of the experience and the vitality of youth. But you're not seeing that kind of reasonableness and maturity and good sense in Dr. Campbell. You're not seeing that. What you're seeing is, I keep remembering his statement where he said, when they go low, we go lower. There's no values-based kind of projection that he brings to the political platform. There's not an idea that we belong to a party of values and we are a people who do things a particular kind of way, or we are not here to tear down the shop. We're here, yes, we offer the better alternative, and because of that, this is how we do it. What we get is a kind of, I am going to bully you out of town. I'm going to cut whatever it takes to get you out of office. I
have just over a minute and a half left, Dr. Spence. A very tight minute and a half, and I have 2 for you. You said it should have an impact on his tenure as General Secretary. What should that impact be in a reasonable political atmosphere? What should the penalty have been?
In a reasonable political atmosphere, I think he should have resigned as General Secretary. But I doubt that is what is going to happen now.
And finally, tonight, Dr. Spence, to you, there are many who questioned whether or not Dr. Campbell had a temperament to become General Secretary. Is he proving those people right?
He is. He's doing a very good job of proving them right.
Very succinct there from political commentator Dr. Nadine Spence. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate the time and the thoughts.
Thanks for having me, Tyrone. Take care.
Indeed. This is Lead Story. We take our final break for tonight's edition of the program. When we come back, we turn our sights on the greatest sporting spectacle on the planet, the FIFA World Cup.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament, with a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner, where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day, and have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Digicel. Turn up your winnings this summer with Digicel.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are march up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't put it down. Shine your lights
Welcome back. This is Lead Story. I'm Tyron Reed. Now, another chapter has been written in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and once again, France stood tall on the biggest stage. The defending champions, they're not the defending champions. Yeah? They have won previously, but they're not the defending champions. But their title ambitions to go and win another World Cup remain alive after overcoming a determined Morocco side in a highly anticipated clash. For Morocco, it was another opportunity to make history after becoming the first African and Arab nation to reach a World Cup semi-final in 2022. The Atlas Lions returned to the knockout rounds with hopes of pushing the continent even further. But France's quality, experience, and attacking firepower proved decisive. Kylian Mbappe and company found the breakthrough and secured a place in the semi-finals, ending Morocco's latest fairy tale run while keeping France's pursuit of another World Cup crown alive. Tonight on Lead Story, we look back at the key moments from this heavyweight encounter, Europe versus Africa, the tactical battle, the performances that shaped the result, and what this World Cup journey means for Morocco, France, and the future of African football in particular. We are now being joined by football fan and analyst in his own right, Janoy Stewart. Janoy, welcome to Lead Story, man. And I asked you in the break which team you supported, and you said Argentina. And if you support Argentina, I can trust your analysis. Yeah, because Argentina is the best team in the World Cup and will likely go on to win. But the eventful match today, France had a penalty saved by the Morocco goalkeeper, Kylian Mbappe. But France just in the end proved too much. They practically lived inside Morocco's half.
Yeah, most definitely. This French team, to me, on paper, the best team at the World Cup. When you're talking especially about the attacking prowess that they possess, they definitely have literally the best attack in this World Cup. So today's game, from minute one, they were just attack. I knew there were going to be several moments for Morocco, and they would have to capitalize on those key moments. But in the end, French, you know, too powerful in terms of the attack, too powerful.
In one of those counter-attacks, it did look like a foul on Ibrahim, the number 10, the Moroccan number 10. It did look like a foul that the referee missed.
All right, so for me, yeah, it kind of...
Because the player came in from behind, hit his calf. I don't think he touched the ball.
You're talking in regards to what led to the penalty, or...
Yes, I think it was that same play that went down and resulted in a penalty.
All right, so initially when I saw it, I was thinking maybe it's a foul, but on the replay, it to me, based on what I saw, he had actually, I think it was Desiree Doué, he had actually nicked the ball, first, and for me that wasn't a foul, to be honest.
No, I was actually talking about a different play with the marker number 10 was on a counter, but basically by himself, and the French defender came in from behind and got the ball from him, and even VAR didn't recall it, but it did appear to have been a foul. But what France was just too much for Morocco today.
Yeah, for sure. On the day, as I say, in terms of Morocco, I think they definitely missed their star man up top, who's their leading goal scorer, Ismail Saibari. And for me today, when you saw them go up the field, there's literally no focal point, and they just look dejected for me, especially in that second half. So I knew it was a matter of time before, you know, France were going to just score.
I think Argentina looks the best team to me. Overall, the Argentinians, I think they're playing like the Brazilian teams of old. The pace at which they're able to walk around the park, knock it around until they come at you full speed. You know that Brazilian, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the walk and talk football of the Brazilians back in the day. That's the kind of feel I'm getting from this Argentina team. They are built to win tournaments.
Yeah, definitely in regards to them, and for me, you see, because you have majority of that core focal point from 2022, right? So they know what it means to win. They know how to grind out a win, right? So for me, it's definitely a good thing in that setup, and I think they definitely will go for possibly going to the finals and winning it again. I would love that, but on paper, trust me, that French team with the likes of Dembele, Olise, Mbappe, Doué, and off the bench you have the likes of Cherki, Barcola. I'm a bit, I don't want to say I'm scared, because I never fear any team, right? But they, in terms of the quality on the pitch and on the paper, they look unstoppable.
Yeah, the French team of last World Cup stronger or stronger now?
No, for sure. No, I definitely have to say that this team is stronger, and I would have to just go back to the likes of that attack, because if you remember 2022, the likes of Ousmane Dembele, he wasn't like a key factor in that French team. As you remember in the final, he was hooked half-time, right? He had to come off half-time, and for me right now, he's the Ballon d'Or, you know, current Ballon d'Or winner, right? And if he, based on what I'm seeing in the World Cup, people normally say whenever it comes to the French team, Dembele don't normally show up. Right now, we see him. Today he scored. So him on form right now. You have Mbappe on form. Olise had an electric season, right? He's in contention to win a Ballon d'Or as well, right? So it's too good. So for me, this team right now is better than 2022.
That sounds like saying Rice, and I'm an Arsenal supporter, should win a Ballon d'Or. Olise not there.
No, I mean there are talks about Olise based on the season that he had.
What has he done?
I mean, based on his assists and his goals that he has scored.
How many goals and assists does he have?
I don't quite remember in terms of the season.
And he has flattered to deceive for most of this World Cup.
The thing about it, he was even, he won the Bundesliga Player of the Season.
But he has flattered to deceive for most of this World Cup. He has missed quite a few chances.
I mean, he's the leading goal scorer at the World Cup right now, and if he gets... Olise?
No, he's not. Leading goal scorer at the World Cup?
Leading assists.
How many assists does he have?
He has 5 assists.
All right.
And if he goes and gets another one...
He has missed quite a few opportunities, hasn't he?
Yeah, but in terms of creativity, on what you would look on, you would say he's the most creative player in the World Cup because he has the most assists. So if he gets another assist as well, right, I think he will break the record for the most assists in a single tournament.
Not very impressed, I must say. But Spain and Belgium, that's tomorrow. Who do you see winning that one?
No, definitely. I'm a Barcelona fan, right? So off the bat, for sure, Yami Yamal, right? No doubt about it. Sending them, the Belgians, straight home packing. No doubt about it.
Norway versus England.
I'm hoping, you know, that robot, Mr. Erling Braut Haaland, that he can definitely do something for me. I want to send the English, you know, home. They always say it's coming home. I want to send them home.
Empty-handed.
No, for sure.
Argentina versus Switzerland. I'm an
Argentinian supporter, so I don't think I even need to answer that.
You sound French.
No.
You should say we.
I'm an Argentinian supporter, but I just have to go by what I'm seeing, right? So I can't be biased, for sure.
All right, so you think Argentina will better the Swiss, and ultimately, who do you see going to the finals?
All right. who I see going to the finals, I could possibly see a 2022 final with the likes of France versus Argentina. However, what I want to happen is, you know, I want Argentina to play Spain in the finals.
Oh, this Spain team, have they impressed you?
They haven't impressed me, and just like 2010, when they won the World Cup, they did not impress me one bit. They actually lost their opening game, right, in 2010, and majority of that tournament, they scored through, you know, a lot of 1-0s, you know, a lot of that, and until straight to the final, that you saw that what they did, and they won. So for me, this is the first time they have reached the quarterfinals since that 2010 run, right? The first time since 2010 that they have made it to the quarterfinals. So for me personally, I think a lot of people aren't looking on them because the football is not really all that, you know, nice to the eyes right now. But I think on the day they can show up. Also, they haven't conceded a single goal at this World Cup.
Well, I say Argentina will be the eventual winners. You know, that's my thinking. You heard it here first. Argentina may very well go home with this trophy. Thank you for the time and the thoughts, my brother. We appreciate it. That's all we have time for in today's edition of Lead Story. I'm Tyron Reed. On behalf of the entire CVM production team, thank you for watching Lead Story. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Up next, CVM News.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8